Gauteng has 660 active vaccination sites. Premier David Makhura says the priority for the province is to increase the vaccination drive. He was visiting vaccination sites in Gauteng today. Senior reporter Aviwe Mtila is following that story for us, and he joins me now for an update. Aviwe, the Premier is saying the third wave is behind Gauteng now.
That's the case, Maseko, as all indications suggest that we may be nearing the end of COVID-19, the third wave of the pandemic itself. That's judged by the reduction in the number of hospitalization, as well as the reduction in the COVID-19 infections and deaths as well in the province. But the Premier says that we mustn't get too excited as yet and celebrate, because the recent unrest that we've seen, where thousands have flocked into various malls and supermarkets without, of course, those COVID-19 regulations in place, those may see the numbers even go up, and that will be determined within the coming week. But for now, it seems like all suggestions of the third wave COVID-19 pandemic in Gauteng is on the decrease. Let's listen on Premier David Makhura just on that.
By all accounts and all indications, Gauteng province, and one can also say the country has peaked quite substantially. The infection numbers are coming down, but also the hospital admissions, as well as those who are succumbing to COVID-19, the positivity rate. So the major indicators to tell us whether we have really peaked are on the positive side. On the positive side means that we welcome these indications. But as we have that, as we have the infection, the number of people who are testing positive coming down, and the number of those who are getting hospitalized coming down, we are concerned about those who may, especially in the course of the unrest, those who may have interacted in significant numbers, and that we will see the following week whether that is going to have an impact in the province.
Now, Aviwe, what did the Premier say about the constant water cuts in the province?
Well, he didn't want to be drawn in too much on that, Maseko, saying that the relevant authorities will deal with that. But what he did do, he did admit that on top of the water crisis, there's also an electricity crisis deep in the middle of winter. Of course, the water crisis also coming in the middle of a pandemic where we're told to constantly wash our hands. Of course, tomorrow morning from 7 a.m., around 5,000 households will be without water for at least 37 hours. And of course, we'll be expecting water tankers to be visiting various communities, of over 10 communities, in fact, that will be without the water. But the challenge there, of course, is keeping those social distancing measures, as well as the COVID-19 compliance in its entirety. In fact, I posed some strongly pointed questions to Premier David Makhura just around the water crisis. Let's take a listen to that.
If it's an infrastructure disruption, sometimes we have a water pipe that is burst. Those things get attended to by the relevant authority. So I want to say to people out there in our communities, every time these reports reach my office, we work with the relevant authority and the municipality to attend to that. And in some instances, we even draw in the support of any other sector that can help us. We can't afford people not to have water. We can't afford people not to have the supply of electricity. This has been a very cold week for Gauteng. So I'm saying it's both water and electricity, but we are intervening in each of those to say that the relevant authority must address the problem.